Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be testing the new card set that's in the Rush Dungeon. Now this is a card set that a lot of people might skip, especially if they've been veterans, they've been playing for a long time. But for some of you newer players, maybe some of you players that came for Shenwu or maybe for Elizabeth, you might want to pick these up because I'm finding out they're actually quite strong. Now, they're not the strongest cards in the game. I've only bought one set, but the thing that you're going to notice about them is that you do have an increased attack by 10. This is just at level 1, one goes up level 10, it goes up 10%, and all three of them together have 30% extra attack. And if you read the fine text here, guys, increase tagged in fighters finish and special skill damage by 15% for 15 seconds when lingering relation fighters tag out. So what I would gather here is that you need 2 lingering relation fighters in order to get these buffs. You know, have one card set on, say, Elizabeth, the other card set on Ash.
Why don't you remember my name?
Because the way they word this is you have to tag out a lingering relation fighter in order to get this buff. So in the run that you're watching, he's actually not going to be getting this buff, if I am reading this correctly. And you do recover lingering relation firepower by 15% when tagged in. So we will be getting that, and we also increase our special and finishing skill damage by 20%. So we get the extra 30% attack, and we get the finisher skill by 20% increase to damage and the 15% power, right? We're only going to be using one lingering relation fighter on the team, which is Shenwu, so I don't believe that we're getting this extra 15% attack if I am reading this correctly. And what we're going to be comparing it to is a set that came from the previous UE banner. Now the thing about this set is that it's not the most optimal set for the new characters that we have currently right now, because these characters' damage is really based off of their finishing skills, right? But if we equip the other set, and by the way, I just want you guys to note something here. Take a look at my CP. We have 1,364,000, and then we have, 554,000 attack, right? Well, when we equip this baby on her, right? Okay, now look at it. It's a pretty big jump. We have about 300,000 more CP, and we have 563,000 attack. So we already have 20,000, around 20,000 more attack than what we had on the other set. And this set gives some pretty big boosts. Even though it's not the best for them, it still gives really big boosts because you increase your attack by 60% up to 180% when an Ultimate Fighter lands an active skill. So even with Shenwu or Elizabeth, when you're playing with them, you're going to do this because you're going to land an active skill. This can go up to 180% more attack, which is way more attack than the free set from the Rush Dungeon. It's way more. Even when you're getting the buff from the tag in, it would still be way, way more. Like massively more. Now, we're not going to get the critical rate, and we're not going to get the critical damage. However, Shenwu is an attack type fighter, and he does get these extra transcended stats that I do have. He is going to get this extra attack by 5.8%. He's going to get that on that card. He's going to get the critical damage by 10.6% with this card, and he's going to be getting the increased attack to higher critical damage by 10.6%. So he's getting an extra 21% critical damage and an extra 5% attack with this card set on top of the up to 180% attack buff, right? And you had to pull in the banner to get this set. Now, the free set is not going to be better than the banner set, guys. It's not going to be better. So don't get those ideas in your head. That's just not going to happen, guys. This free set, or not free set, but the banner set is built and meant for those characters. I mean, they're going to get the extra 180% attack, they're going to get the critical damage up to 120%, and they're going to get the finisher skill up to 20%, right? And this is up to 100%, my bad, right? It's a massive, massive set for them. It's going to make a huge difference for them. So this is going to be the optimal set no matter what, at least currently in the game at the time of recording of this video. But the free set can perform pretty damn well against the previous set that we've had. And I thought it'd be a pretty fair comparison because in all reality, guys, the Rush sets never do really stack too much up to the banner sets, and they really shouldn't. Once in a while, maybe they will, but they usually just don't. And that's only fair because you're using your hard-earned rubies for those banner sets. So let's pull it around right now, guys. Let's talk a little bit about it. So on the left side, you guys can see that I have Rush in the top there for the Rush set, obviously. And then on the right side, we have the UE banner set. And I tried playing both these runs exactly the same, okay? Exactly the same if I could, okay? It's a little tricky, but I tried to. I did this quite a few times, guys. You can see my supports. I'm using Cosme, and I'm using Pai Chen. And yes, I know Pai doesn't buff up purple characters, but she does have increased target damage received, guys. She does have decreased defenses. So I'm just using her her just to make things really, really simple. That's really all she's there for, right? Kazumi is really the one giving the buffs to Shenwu, like the huge buffs. And after I use those characters, then I bring in Shenwu, go 1, 2, 3, fully charged, and then I hit the UE skill, right? This is a UE skill, not a Phantom UE skill, right? If he was A5, I'd be trying to build up 3 bars of the Phantom State, but because it's just a UE skill, I'm not trying to build that up. I'm not trying to build that up at all. We're still going to get the buffs from the thing, right? I just try to do the 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, fully charge it, you know, after I use Pai Chen, and then hit the UE skill, 3, 2, 1, fully charge it. Make sure I have 3 competitive spirits before I go into his 3 PG, and yeah, that's when you're going to see the most damage. And if you guys notice, like actually right now on the left side, right, we're doing a little bit more damage. Now this is going to change. You have to remember that with the UE banner set that I have on him, we have an extra 20% critical damage. So if we do happen to crit a little bit more often, that's going to make a big difference, guys. It makes a huge difference. We're always going to get the extra attack by 5%, but the critical damage, depending on how much we crit, depends on how much damage we actually do. But on the left side, we've already done, you know, about 540 billion, you know, in around 30 seconds, or a little over 30 seconds, right? I mean, that's pretty massive, guys. That's like pretty insane damage that old girl is doing. Like, it's pretty bonkers, guys. Pretty damn bonkers. Like, they are holding neck and neck right now as far as damage. Like, the free set's doing really good. If you're not pulling in that banner, you should farm for that free set if you have these characters. You really should, because it's going to be the best set for them. Period. It's going to be the best set for them because UE characters don't have any sets. I mean, there's some, you know, like early sets, like in the very beginning of the game, that'll work on them, but they're not going to compare to that free set. I can promise you that, guys. I mean, if you want to see that, I can show you, but it's not going to compare, right? So let me go ahead and kind of get up here and get ready to pause this here, okay, because we need to pause this so you guys can take a look at the actual numbers when we finish here. And we're just about there. We're about to see the final tally. Well, let's go a little bit further. My bad, I shut down a little early. So as you can see, guys, on the right side, the UE old set with Ash did pull ahead. It did pull ahead, but the free set was holding neck and neck pretty much throughout the entire run, right? So that just shows you how strong it actually is. It does really well. Obviously, if I was using the banner set, we would have done way more damage. We would actually probably, I mean, it would have been a huge improvement. I don't know if I'm going to pull for it because I'm really just trying to conserve my rubies, and I'm just trying to get both Elizabeth and Shenwu to A5. That's my main priority. When it comes to these UE characters, that's something that I would highly advise for everybody, is to try to take these characters to A5 if you can. If not, then skip them, find someone else, wait for another character when you have enough rubies, and pull for them, because that's really when they're going to shine. It's really when you can use them, especially in the plug-in plants, due to the fact that they need the overall points, right? The more overall points they have, the better, and that's definitely something I'm finding out whenever you're trying to take down tier 5 of the plug-in plant. But the free set, man, really impressed me. It done really well, and I'm pretty much betting if I wouldn't have transcended stats on that UE set, that the free set would have done just as good, if not better, than that UE set that actually gives up to 180% attack. I mean, think about that. Up to 180% attack. And all that critical damage extra, all that extra critical damage and extra attack on the transcended cards, and yet that free set was doing pretty much almost as much damage as that set. So that's pretty damn awesome, guys. I just wanted to share that with you, man. Let you know that if you aren't pulling in the banner, but you do have one of these characters, you might want to farm for the free set, because I think it's going to be absolutely worth it for you, especially with the power when you're tagging in. That can be really useful also, especially if you're leveling them up for like Tower of Illusion and for the plug-in plant, because you'll always have a little extra power. It's going to be easier to go into your 3PGs. It's going to be a really good set for these characters. So guys, let me know what you think about the free set from the Rush Dungeon. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GG+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.